All right. Degrees, sunny most of the day. It's Thursday, June 3rd, excuse me. We are launching up season 2. This is the first episode of the season 2 walking series, where we will be documenting tons of retail on all sorts of various streets like we always do, but we are going to be spicing it up with a little bit more details about places and things like that. We're going to be a little more in depth about it this time around. It's time that I really started delivering more on my goal with YouTube in these live streams. So we are out pretty far north actually, so hopefully the connection is pretty decent. We're on Yellowstone Road and going to be going south towards Central Avenue and downtown Cheyenne. This is the corner of New Bedford Drive. This is pretty much the edge before you really only have houses. There's a couple of businesses out that way, but not that much. There's very little. But this way, we do got quite a few businesses. A whole plaza over here that we haven't covered yet. I think I may still do a plaza stream eventually. But we will be talking a little bit about it today, though, for sure. Let me check the chat. Live chat. Hey, Parker. It says 82 on Longmont. That's pretty good. Hey, Dalmatian. I swear cell phone quality is so bad. Yeah. See, I got my phone plugged in, so at least hopefully the connection will be maximized on my end. It's just a matter of what tower I'm connected. Ooh, wow. Mr. Cruise Fever. Sorry about that. And we did lag a little bit there for a minute, so we'll try and make the best of this. We'll try to go out south as quickly as possible. Maybe I'll have to have more of a video set up for this. Some of these areas, like out here, again, we're kind of in the middle of where almost we're borderline on it. So gotta get out my list so that way I can give you guys some history here. Yeah. Let's see. So first up is the Commons Plaza, of course. Let me get myself situated here. Hey, Jeremy. I said the hey, Rogue Angel. I swear I did. Maybe the stream lagged when I said the name. I'm sorry about that if it did happen that way. I can't control how the internet is out here. And yet, apparently, I have really good internet, like upload speed out here. So I don't understand why it would be hard for it to upload, but whatever. So most of this plaza was started up as early as 2007. If you go into the Google Street View and look at it from Vandehei, is that Vandehei? No, now I'm gonna have to look. I think it's Vandehei. Yeah, it's Vandehei. So if you look from Vandehei and Yellowstone intersection, which is out this way, you can see a sign that says the Commons. So that reveals that it was planned for many years before any of this was ever built. Most of it was built around 2012 or 2014. A couple of the more recent buildings have been built in like 2020 and I think even in 2016. So this is North Platte Physical Therapy over here as we enter from the Commons Drive. They got a lot of newer buildings here that weren't here just a couple of well, one or two newer buildings that weren't just here a couple of years ago, like I was saying. Did you know that the first pawn bought Mr. Money, first cash pawn bought Mr. Money pawn shop? Interesting. We had a Mr. Money over on Windmill and Del Range, if I remember correctly. Pretty sure it was. Interesting. So this is definitely more of a business-y plaza, like a professional business plaza, not one that has lots of stores. But you got this building that is newer, that is actually seemingly more of a store. It's called Northstar Pharmacy Infusion. And we got DazBog Coffee over here. This is their original location. I've gone to this one before. What else do we got? We got Premier Bone and Joint Centers over here on the right. And a whole bunch of other businesses over here on the left. Mortgage Build, Express Urgent Care. I guess there might be a chiropractor on the end here. Went to this DazBog though over here on the left, what was it, back in July last year, I think. It was around summertime. I remember that, and it was really good. I've gone to the other one on Pershing Marketplace more, but still good. We'll take a look over here at the Commons Plaza sign. So we got the Active Care Chiropractic, Bryant Audiology, and tinnitus, Farmers Insurance, Frontier Oral Surgery, and a whole bunch of others. Hopefully the quality's decent enough that you can make it out. Hey, Extreme Tours Pro. Hey, Purple Haze. So this is the Marine style plaza where the Safeway was. No, that is a different plaza. It is out this way, but that is actually out on Carlson Road, which intersects Yellowstone. So that's about maybe a mile this way. Got Active Care Chiropractic. And then you got the Maverik. The Maverik was the first thing to be built over here. It was built in 2010, and it's still going strong today. I went in here one time actually last year as well. I grabbed a bottle of water here. Man, there's a hot one too that day. I remember I chugged like 2 more bottles of water when I got all the way to I-25 that's down this way on Vandehei at this intersection. This was the first Maverik too, I think, here in Cheyenne. The other 2 are on College, or I'm sorry, College and South Greeley Highway, which we will see in a future stream. And we have covered in the Series 1 live stream playlist already once. And there is also the one over by the Pershing Marketplace on Pershing Boulevard and College Drive. So yep, we got, let me see if I can zoom into the sign and I'll read more chat. So I don't know if it'll focus for you guys, but we got Gardenia and Vandehei. Gardenia goes down this way. There's not much retail on it. Vandehei goes this way towards I-25 and a little bit farther. There's not a lot of retail, but there is a little bit out on the interstate where it intersects with the interstate. I almost was going to do a walking stream for this road, but it's so short that it would be a really short stream. It would be really short-lived. It'd be boring. Like we've covered 4 miles in an hour and a half or so before, so it wouldn't make sense to do less than a mile. Today's stream is a little bit shorter, but it's not the shortest, and it definitely will. I'm thinking at least a good 45 minutes to an hour, maybe more. We'll have to wait and see. So we're waiting for the light to change, and then we'll cross when it does. Let's see, did I miss anything else? I think I told you that I'm starting Series 2. Yeah, I saw that, Dalmatian. Have you been to the Good Times in Greeley? I haven't been back to Greeley in a while. I kind of do have plans to at some point at this point, but I haven't made the trip back yet. There's a lot that needs filmed there. A lot. Let's see. Is the light gonna change? It's giving them the green arrow. Got aesthetic dentistry over here on the left. Looks like orthodontics, braces, Wyoming. And let me check my dates. I pressed the button and it didn't change. You know what? Screw it. I'm going. Whenever. Come on. All right. These guys are. I hate it when people don't wait. Technically, I guess I don't technically have a right of way, but again, I pushed the button. It didn't change. Heck with it. So let's see. Let me check here. So we got Braces, Wyoming. This building was built in 2006. Now I should clarify that sometimes these places may have been replaced 1 or 2 times. I still don't know just because there's such limited info out there. I'm fortunate enough to have been here for nearly 20 years now, so I'm able to at least know from my own life a little bit about some of the places. It's pretty crazy that some of these places weren't here back when I was younger. It's crazy to think this used to be a field when I was younger. Let's see. This one, I don't see a name. It looks more like just a apartment complex, and it was built in 2002. Got some houses over there on the right, big empty field. Now this area is known as the Eagle Ridge area. I think it does include a whole bunch of homes as well, but this is kind of like the main part of it. It's kind of like a section of town, you know, it's not like a normal plaza. But then again, maybe they do refer to this as a plaza. And this one was built in 2003, this building right here, which also does look like apartments of some sorts, or maybe a couple businesses in there. I'm not too sure. I can't see signs. Google Maps doesn't have any links. You know, it's hard to find stuff sometimes, you know? Traffic lights are such a pain. Yeah, they can be. Did I miss the Domino's and Ziggy's? We just started the stream, my guy. It's further down south. We're traveling south, so we'll be walking by that. That is one aspect that we will be taking a look at, since it is in the thumbnail, and I've figured out more of the dates so I can share with the plaza over there. Let's see. This is the Smile Academy Building, Pediatric Dentist Orthodontics, Dentistry and Orthodontics. It was built in 2004. This building anyway. And there's one other building over there that I could not find any name for it. I think you actually can kind of see it right now. And it was built in 2003. Or yeah, 2003, sorry. You can see a hawk lie up here. I don't know how well it's coming out on camera. Again, if the quality is rough, then it may not be so good. Hopefully it's decent though. We got a Blue Federal Credit Union out here. This is one of the little bit newer ones. This one was built in 2008. It's right here on the left. Kind of a different building for Blue. They definitely seem to have some offices in here. I'm not sure how they are for vacancies, considering that they got the HQ building now. We'll go behind this car. Whoops, tripped on the grass. As far as I know, most of the businesses that we could see in these buildings, like Blue, are original to them. Nothing that I could find saying otherwise, and Google Maps Street View seems to say the same thing, so. What's your opinion on Dairy Queen Grill and Chill? I don't know what specifically you're looking for. I have nothing to hate on them though. They're good. They got some good ice cream. I'll go there for the those icy things that they got, like they're kind of almost slushies. Kind of like the lemon freeze things you get at Chick-fil-A. Kind of similar to that a little bit. Little spot here that doesn't have any sidewalk, and a house here that I did not look up the date. It could go either way, whether it's abandoned or not. Can't really see it either with the trees in the way, can you? Definitely not managed too much. Right over here, we're coming up on Davis Elementary. This school is apparently really old. I don't know when it was built. I couldn't figure out a date, but I did find out that it was rebuilt in 2014 or so. I think they reopened in summer 2015, starting summer 2015. So this is Montclair Drive that we just crossed. Got Northgate Avenue over there, and a whole bunch of brand new complexes that they built just over the last year. Remember coming out here on this sidewalk, in fact, seeing that this whole area over on the right was all torn up for all these new places, and now it looks like they're starting to already get occupied, so that's pretty cool. It seems like this pedestrian crossing has been here forever, but never used to be one of these hawk lights. When I was a kid, these became my preferred light just because they're so unique. You know, you don't have a green light, they work a lot different, and we're gonna cross at it. So it'll turn yellow and then red, and then we'll be able to cross. Technically that white car could have gone, but I guess for the purpose of a road test, you would have to stop, even if it's just the flashing yellow. Yep, this just used to be a field before. Plenty of time. That's obviously primarily for the school over here, but it'll work at any time. It's probably for the best on this road. The speed is normally 40 miles per hour, and it drops to 20 for the school zone. So Go figure. Hey Jack, how are you doing? Let's see. What is the difference between the Sears companies? You mean like Sears Hometown and the normal Sears? Sears Hometown is owned by, as far as I know, it's still operated and owned by a different company, but I read from someone else that Sears Holdings Corporation does, or Transformco as it is today, does franchise some of the Sears Hometowns. So it's interesting how that works. So most of the Sears are actually pretty locally owned in that sense when it comes to hometowns. Let's see, I did not look up a building day on this, I don't think. Farnborough Financial and Services. I don't think I looked up a day on this one. I got a big building over here that today seems to be used mainly by the government. It's referred to as the College America though, and it was built in 1976. We got the Murray Office Park with lots of different offices, eye care and clinic and optical LLC on the top. So got a whole another little mini plaza thing over here. And again, these buildings I didn't look up an info on. I didn't seem like a plaza, honestly, when I looked at it in Street View. But I actually did find a document on that eye clinic I just mentioned that talked about their history, about where they've been. They apparently used to be downtown. They even had different location here on Yellowstone, but they moved, I guess, over here because they needed more space. If I'm not confusing it, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. Eye clinic right there, eye care clinic, and optical LLC. Robert L. Hawley. If the house is abandoned, Taco Bell can buy it. Yeah, there you go. I kind of doubt Taco Bell would put a location out here. They might. I don't foresee them doing another instance of what they did in Fort Collins, though, with that house location. That's such a unique one. That one, the main reason it's still there is because so many people wouldn't let it go. No one wanted to let it go. So they were kind of forced into it. They actually wanted to demolish it, but obviously that's not how it went. So we've got number one properties here, which I did not even see this on the Google Maps. There's another number one properties section just down here on the corner that you'll see. The Murray Office Park. So it's still part of it. You can see a big old number one property sign there. Hopefully by now the quality is starting to get a little bit better as we get further into town again. So there still will be a couple more plaza streams. I'll rotate this around for a minute. There still will be whoa. Let's try to get this situated here. There will still be a couple more plaza streams that we do for the purpose of Series 1. Series 2 will primarily be focused on the roads. Unlike Series 1, we will be doing more in-depth on each road. We'll be focusing independently on each road instead of just going kind of random, scurry, I don't know what. It was a little bit too random before. It's nice to do that for the quantity, but at this point, it's time to focus more on quality since we've done it a few times and know what we need to do. Hey there, RadGamer21. Hey, Sharks411. How are you guys doing? I'm great. I have this on the background at work. There you go. That's the way to go, I suppose. We'll rotate this around. So we are now out here on Western Hills Boulevard and Storey Boulevard. Storey goes out this way, and Western Hills goes out this way to the west. Pretty sure it meets up with I-25 as well. And over here on the right, we got a former A&B bank that opened around 2007. You can see in the street view that they were coming soon at that time. They expanded onto the original building that has State Farm in it and had State Farm in it, except it looks like now Number One Properties has the whole entire building. Again, this is one of the places where it's hard to find much info besides what's in the Google Street View, but the original building over here on the left, let me find the date. It was built in 1980, and they expanded this whole section for the bank. Right here used to have an A and B sign in the other direction too. It wasn't on this that Number One Properties did, so it's a little bit different now for sure. But you can see where the area would have been where you would have gotten your money out, you know. And let's see, we'll look at the Starbucks and then we'll cross the street. So we got a Starbucks here. I've talked about this in previous videos and live streams, and it was originally built in 2016 and opened in August. First, from my understanding, it's the first Starbucks that had a drive-thru here in the state of Wyoming, and is one of the earlier standalone ones too. It was built just before the one out on Del Range moved. And then we're gonna cross over this way. We're gonna have to go back to the light because it's busy. Over here on the right, we got Uncle Charlie's, which was built in 1977. I'm guessing Uncle Charlie's was original here, or maybe one business before. I do not know. It's one of those places that you can't find much on the internet. Takes a lot of asking around, and yeah, I don't want to become the annoying kid asking about 50 places a day. Yes, I did just indirectly allude to one person that kind of irritates a handful of retail people just because he always has to ask, and then he uses the info without even giving any credit. It's like, dude, come on. Like, I won't say it. I changed my mind. So we're gonna have to wait, I guess. I don't know how long the light has changed. Tomorrow is supposed to again to triple digits. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Storey Blvd here is spelled a little bit different. It's actually spelled �STOREY. I'm not exactly sure why they chose that name for Storey, but it's definitely a different name. I guess it does kind of have a story. I mean, you can literally see all the businesses from Storey for the most part in Del Range. Like you can see the back of Walmart and Kmart. You can see all the Michaels and Kohl's, you know, that whole Cheyenne marketplace area. Brace for impact, yeah. Woof, that's gonna be warm for you then. Yeah, light's changing, so we'll be good. That's gonna be crazy. I've checked the weather. It's not supposed to be triple digits, but it's supposed to be 70s and 80s all week next week. So I can pretty confidently guarantee that there will be a live stream next week, at least one, maybe even two. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see. So there is a place called a Montessori School of Cheyenne here in Cheyenne. Hello. Someone said howdy. I don't know who. So you can't really see it. It's behind these buildings. But back over this way, there is a school called that. I'm making a little reference for further in the stream. You'll see why soon. And look at the Uncle Charlie signage. Hopefully the quality is decent enough that you could see that. Because it's pretty nifty. It has that neon vibe to it. And it does light up at night, so. I've heard they got some good wings here. That's what I've heard. I've heard they got some good wings here. Uncle Charlie's Grill and Tavern, and they also got a little bit of a liquor store entrance thing, liquor store area. Oop, my cord is flying around. I'm surprised that there hasn't been a new closing list. Yeah, I know. I'm wondering what's up with that. Like, they really could knock out all the Kmart and Sears locations in one list, so I'm shocked they haven't yet. And I do wonder what's up with that. It's got to be coming, because unless they actually are going to try and revive it now. But why would you do that? Why would you kill all the stores, even profitable ones, just to bring it back? Like, that doesn't make sense. You don't kill profitable stores if you want to keep the brand going. All right, over here we got one of the gas stations I've shared in the past. This is the Stag convenience corner, which still does have the sign there, although it's painted over. With the right lighting conditions, you can kind of see the lettering. And you definitely can see a little bit of what's left of the pricing signs. Lately, there has been a shaved ice place, City Flavors. You can see it right here. That does often pop up at this location, right in front with their trailer. But it looks like today they are not here. So there you go. If the quality is decent, you can see the Stag Convenience Corner signage there. So let's see, what was this? This was built in 1987, and I have no idea exactly when it closed. It was definitely around the 2010s or so. I'm not sure if it has connection to the location now on Pershing. I've covered this in a previous live stream, and I think I also did a video in the Christmas special. So I think I did. I can't remember. It's been a while. So we'll take a look in here, and maybe we can see it a little bit better. This looks like they might be using it for some storage space, but they definitely still have a lot of the stuff in there from before when we've looked at it. Longmont has a guidepost Montessori in the former Bright Horizon. Interesting. So they've really boarded this up. So this building was actually built a little bit later from my understanding. Car wash was built in 1996 and closed by 2017. I guess same with the convenience corner over there. But you can see Stag touches Wash Mini, so it's definitely part of Stag Convenience Center, even though it was a newer thing to be built. Remember, this was broken before, the window, and now they've boarded it up. Walking on glass here. And birds always end up living in here, which is crazy. Yeah, these are messy. I don't want to go into one of these just because I don't want to risk losing connection. Shouldn't, but I'm going to try to avoid it. Looks like they've closed the doors. One of these doors was partly open before. We'll go around so that way I don't walk on the glass again. Once was enough, and hopefully I don't got anything in my shoe. Touchless automatic entrance. They had an automatic entry and 3 normal manual entries. So yeah, this place caught on fire. There was actually an article about it when it did catch on fire. This was last year. Captured a photo like maybe a few days afterwards. And they've definitely got it pretty tight now. It used to be pretty opened up to where you could easily have gone in if you wanted to, but not anymore. They do still got these big lights out here in the back. And you got the vacuums here, which are still surprisingly going pretty strong. Okay, we'll go ahead and go over this way. What is this one? Wyoming Bank and Trust. So this was built in 1990. And I'm guessing based on the name, it's probably original, although I could be wrong. This is on the corner of Quincy Road and Yellowstone Road. There's the place we just came from. There's the sign right there that says City Flavors on it. Let's see. Is there a new video on Sunday? I'm 99% certain. I'll say 99% certain. I'm currently in the process of editing one of the next videos that I've recently filmed, and hopefully going to get out more with the warmer weather to film more videos, so that way I can get more content out. The last few weeks have been mostly cold, chillier and rainier, And when I'm only doing live streams, I only have the specific days, and then it would rain again. So it's like non-stop every single time. I never could get out. But now with the warmer weather, it should be easier to get out. Got Albertsons over here on the right. We'll talk about that here in a minute. We're going to cross up here at Carlson first and then go back over. There's another Wyoming Trust sign there, along with a side view of the bank over here. Got Kornegay, I guess you say it. Kornegay or Kornegay, I don't know what you would pronounce it. Probably Kornegay, but usually you would only do IE or YE though, so I don't know. It could go either way. We got Stride Learning Center over here on the left. That was built in 1996. Obviously looks to me more like maybe a daycare or something like that, or maybe kind of a school, but a different kind of school, right? Not quite your normal elementary, right? Something like that. And over here on the left, just after it, we got the Godfather's Pizza here in Cheyenne that is still open today. The building was built in 1982, but knowing Godfather's, it probably has replaced some other business. I've gone here before. It's just been many, many years. So I don't know how they are these days. I don't even remember what it was like the last time I went. They obviously did have a buffet kind of thing in there back then. Got a pickup window now, apparently. And there's the Godfather signage right there. You can see buffet now open, all you can eat. Monday through Wednesday. I guess also Friday 11:30 to 1. And you also got the Bouquet Unlimited building over here. This is one of the places that will do flowers and all that stuff for you. The building was built in 1994. Kind of has a Taco Bell vibe, although I'm 99% certain it never was a Taco Bell. So we're going to cross here at Carlson and Yellowstone Road, this intersection, and go back over for Albertsons area. Let's see, we'll have to wait for the light to change. Meanwhile, I'll go ahead and talk about the Loaf and Jug. So this Loaf and Jug probably started as a mini mart, as many of the other Loaf and Jugs here in town did. It was built in, let me find the date. Built in 1975, and it still goes strong to this day. Looks like the lobby is still closed on McDonald's over there. You can see the pricing there. You got unleaded for $3.09 and diesel for $3.25. All right, the light is counting down. 3, 2, 1, 0. It should change, maybe. Man, it is warm today, man. I'm glad I went full on shorts and short sleeve shirt today. It would not have been a fun day if I had to wear a jacket or pants. All right, here we go. So over here we got one of many McDonald's here in Cheyenne. Let me find the date. This one was built in 1980 and rebuilt in 2020. You may remember, if you follow me on Instagram, me sharing many numerous photos of this place in the process of getting rebuilt from the original building when it's just barely starting to get gutted, all the way to this building being completely built and open. The lobby is still closed here, as you might be able to see the sign in the window, but the drive-thru is open, and this location seems to do pretty well. I still need to go through a drive-thru here at some point. I haven't gone through here since it was the original building. But they changed this setup completely. It used to be more along this way instead of this way. And it had the play area kind of right here where that car just drove by. All right, here we got the Albertsons. This was one of the two Albertsons, or is one of the two Albertsons here in Cheyenne. And it was also one of the two Butchery's Food and Drug, spelled B-U-T-T-E, R-E-Y. THRU. Based on what I read, it was converted around the 90s when Albertsons got a hold of the Butchery Food and Drug brand. Many locations from here in Cheyenne all the way as far north as Hamilton, Montana were converted to Albertsons just like this. And they got a pretty good parking lot here. This location seems to have been repainted more, is what I'm trying to say. They kind of kept more of the setup of it with the corner doors like they have, like it's kind of a weird entry. The other one here in town did change where the entries were to where underneath that sign instead of keeping them on the sides. But this one does have a pharmacy and a drive-through for the pharmacy. Apparently this is known as the Westgate area. So, interesting little detail to know. Yep, there you go. There's an angled view of the Albertsons and the pharmacy here. Drive-through pharmacy. Not an entrance on this side, so you got to go in from over there. And then you got the First Interstate Credit Union, or First Education Credit Union, excuse me. This building was built in 1995, and it seems to still go strong today. I don't know if that bank is original, although I'd like to think it was. With that being said, for those of you that may be here in Cheyenne, if you're watching and you know details of any of the places, feel free to share it down in the comments below, or on the live chat, of course, as well. I'll catch up with the live chat here in a second. Always good to know stuff, you know, it's hard to find some of it, and you know what, your input will help out. Let's rotate this back around. Hey, Blue Box, how are you doing? So yeah, you can see that they have changed this a lot. It's not the same here anymore. They've changed how this is completely. We'll go back out here on Yellowstone and continue southbound. Longmont has 5 all-state locations. Wow. We got at least one here over in the Jonah Business Center over on Pershing. There's a side view of the McDonald's. BTS meal and slushies. I need to try their slushies too. I haven't tried theirs yet. South Lake Tahoe and Avenue are rumored to close still, eh? Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with all these locations. Just do streams every Monday. Yeah, I think I am going to start setting a day for streams. I think I am going to start doing that because at this point I don't foresee too many days where it ends up being rainy, so we're going to make it more of a consistent manner of doing streams. It's time that I did that, you know? All right, so over here we got the Western States Bank. Let me find the date here. So apparently this was Western Bank originally, at least back in 2007 it was. It ended up getting turned into Wyoming State Bank and now Western States Bank, and it was built in 1995. I know many times, looks like even today, they'll have a car parked right here that is actually for sale. I think they've had Jeeps and all sorts of different vehicles parked here before, but this one today is a Nissan. Pretty cool. And then over here on the left, we actually kind of need to cross again. And the light's going to change on us again, probably. Yeah, heck it. We got Peerless Tires there on the left. We've looked at it before. It's not worth it. We'll do it some other day. But Peerless Tires was built in 1975, and based on Google Maps, or Google Earth, I should say, it seems to have closed in 2017. You can see all the signage there and everything. Very rare, in my opinion anyway, to see a Peerless Tires abandoned. You don't see that very often. there is still a location open out on Lincoln Way. I think maybe one more location that I'm forgetting. There's another look at the Western States Bank. Hey Finn Haymans, I'm doing pretty good. It's a pretty warm day. The shoebox McDonald's. Yeah, it's a little bit shoeboxy. Colorado has a couple of Godfathers. Yep, I think I even found a former one somewhere down in Colorado a while back. I cannot remember which location, but I think I have come across one before. Pretty sure I have. Got the bike path here. Still got to figure out the biking streams. It's complicated. I need more than just two wheels for it to work, I think. Because it's going to be a pain. Oh, this person is backing up. Thank you. It's going to be a pain to try and hold this gimbal, because I can't put the phone on the bike. It's not going to work that way. It'd be a pain to hold this gimbal and only have one hand on the bars all the time. That would be hectic. Got Avenue's Pet Clinic here, which I think I got to flip my paper. If I can flip it. So Avenue's Pet Clinic, it was built in 1981, although I'm not sure if it's original. Maybe. There's a chance it was. Got Big O Tires here that was built in 1986. Now we're coming up on the Ziggy's Domino's thing. So cool, man. I freaking love this. I'm definitely going to be trying Ziggy's when they finally open. It's got the Yellowstone office building here. I don't know if I wrote a date for that. Yep, I did. Built in 1982. And it's another one of those kind of professional office plaza complexes. Now with this building, this was Taco John's for my life. Apparently Church's Chicken was here originally, but I never could find confirmation of if it was in fact here originally. I never could find any dates. And it's just like a lot of places that we see where we can't find a lot of info. However, Taco John's moved across the street in 2016 over to this location right here. And then Big Apple Bagels opened up in here in April 2017 and closed in 2021, early 2021, well, maybe late 2020. It wasn't abandoned for very long, and pretty quickly this year, Domino's and Ziggy's started taking over. And they seem to be keeping the facade of the building and just changing out the inside, which is fair. Works with me. And you can see that they are now hiring. You can see the banner that was in the thumbnail right here. We got Grease Monkey. Grease Monkey was built in 1981. And we got some other businesses that we'll take a further look at over this way. Now, something else I forgot to mention was that this Taco John's was where that Montessori school was. They moved out that way on Townsend, just a little bit off of Storey Blvd, I believe it was. But they were originally located here, and I guess they were original to this building that was here. Unfortunately, I do not have a date for when it was built, although if you look at this street view for around 2011 or 2007 for that building, you'll notice that it has that 70s vibe for sure. So we got New Wave Hair and Nail Salon, We Buy Houses, and Equality Real Estate. Apparently all in that one building right there, which is crazy. And that was built in 1946, I believe. If I remember correctly from what I read. I don't see the day on my paper. We got Pizza Hut and Wing Street here though. Pizza Hut was built in 1977, and considering the style of the building, probably original. Apparently the dining room is still closed to this location, but they do the carry out and delivery. Then coming up on Arby's, we've seen this in previous streams as well. This Arby's was built, let's see, in 1996. I've gone to this location a lot, definitely a lot more than the one way out on, was it West College Drive, out off of I-25. and probably more than the Lincoln Way one at this point. And we're coming up on Manual Drive. We're going to cross over to the plaza over here. Over here to the right, we got a golf course, and I did find at least a date for it. I'll talk about further in the stream. Let's hit the button. And we're gonna have to wait a section of light to cross. How do you know the build date? So for me, I cannot easily find them. A lot of times there's a thing called a property assessor for most cities, and you can figure out dates from there. I've mentioned it in past videos and streams occasionally, although it's not something that gets talked about as much. That is one way of figuring out the dates, and sometimes you can even find them on news articles. News articles will often share them. For example, I now know that Sutherland's was at this location since 1994, and they closed in a more recent year. I'll have to look through my list to find the date. Need to flip this. So we're waiting for the light. Whenever the light decides to change, give me the pedestrian so I can cross. There we go. And that is a result of a news article that confirmed that date for me, actually, though, that 1994 date. So like I said, sometimes the news articles do get it, but there's a lot of places that just don't get covered in the news and just don't have much documentation. They probably have some somewhere, it's just in a very hard to find place, maybe not even on a computer. It might be on printed paper, you know. So this place is Coal River Wine and Spirits. This building was apparently built in 2003. Originally, it was a Long John Silver's, and after further inspection on Google Earth, I can pretty much guarantee that they used at least a part of the original framework for Long John Silver's, especially this area where the drive-thru is. If nothing else, they at least used the same area, at least, for their drive-thru, because they still got their drive-thru there today. You can clearly see it in Google Earth if you go back in time. Got this newer building, Cheyenne Weight Loss and Live and Well Family Chiropractic. Let's see, when was that built? I don't see on my list. It's built more recently, though. It's within the last decade. It's on the map. I just don't see it on my list right now. Oh wait, here it is. Built 2018. So this building was built in 2018. And then we're coming up here on the former Dairy Queen. And that's right, Dairy Queen. This is Wyoming Federal Credit Union. They took over the Great Harvest Bread Co. That also took over the Dairy Queen. Let me find the date here. Where are you, Dairy Queen? There it is. So it was built in 1984, almost certainly as a Dairy Queen based on the facade in the day. It had that hood-ish roof, kind of. It closed between 2007 and 2011 based on Google Street View. Got taken over by Great Harvest Bread Co., which closed between 2017 and 2018. And then Wyoming began remodeling in 2019. I got video proof that they did that, and there are articles confirming that. They fully remodeled the building, but they did keep the original framework, which is why I was able to identify the date that was built. Got the drive-through entry for the Taco John's over here. Yeah, I remember in the Plaza stream I did here, I was talking about how there would always be buses parked along here. You can even see the original wall that kind of separated it from the entry there. That Montessori school. I said that I couldn't figure out the name of it. Well, now I know because I did some research. And then we got the Bureau of Land Management building, which also has the IRS in it, and it was built in 1995. Cut through here. Let's see, where did I put the Sutherland's building? All right, so Kmart building or Sutherland's building over here on the left. You can't see it because of the trees at the moment. So the Kmart was built in 1981. It had to have closed before than 1994, as I mentioned, because Sutherland's was open in 1994 at this location. Originally thought the date was exactly the same as Casper, but it seems I was just a little bit off, but the dates aren't far off. Nothing about this building is far off from the current Sutherland's in Casper that also took over that former Kmart. You know, about the main differences is that this is this had a separate, has the garden shops on a different side, you know. So Sutherland's closed in 2015. I do remember it being in the process of closing, and there are videos that show the closing sale, a little bit of it anyway. And there's also another video, as I've mentioned in the past, that shows the process of removing everything for a future auction for everything that was left after the closing sale was done. The news showed that this parking lot was full, like probably even fuller than this during the closing sales, so showed that Cheyenne was definitely sad to see it go. And I definitely miss going to Sutherland's. I had some good stuff there. Stuff that you can get at the other hardware stores, you know. They had their things that separated them apart. Let me catch up on chat. Hey, Tanya Northstar, school is over for me. There you go. That's awesome. Yeah, school is getting pretty close overall here, isn't it? I think the last day, actually the last day for high school, to my knowledge, was like today or something, right? Remember, they said they're going to lift the mask requirement in schools for the last 2 days, which, if you ask me, that is a little bit crazy and different, but I guess I'm not going to complain since there are vaccines and all that stuff out now, right? So, interesting that they did that, though. Interesting choice. So there's the Wyoming Workforce Services signage. Yep, hard to believe, right straight ahead used to be where you would enter for Sutherland's and Kmart. Here's Manual Drive again. We're going to take a left. We have not encountered any fire trucks. Nope. Did you read my chats? I think I did. I've been trying here. Did Kmart move from Lynn? This one did not move. This one definitely did not move. The original Kmart that we had in Cheyenne, over where Jonah Business Plaza is over on Pershing, that was the original Kmart, and they did move out to Del Range. Speaking of Kmart stores, yeah, I did see that. I read that. I read your original comment on that. It's just rumors at this point for, what is that, Lake Tahoe and Marshall, Michigan, and Avenue in New Jersey. It's just rumors at this point. We don't know anything. Cheyenne Family Dental Center, LLC. Let's see, when was this building built? Built in 1965. Not going to be able to see the building back there, but this one over here, what one is this one? I think this is a Cheyenne Regional. And this one was built in 1993. Now, something I must point out right in front of there is this weird road closed thing that has been here forever. I've never understood why they had road closed sign right here. Like you can see it says road closed, but there's clearly no spot for a road here. Unless maybe there's like a dirt road a long time ago, but definitely doesn't look like any road used to be here. Over here on the right, we got the Airport Golf Club. They got a huge golf course. And I did look at a couple of the buildings on here, and this definitely dates back to 1965. I don't know exactly when the golf course itself was originally put up, but that's what it looks like. We're going farther, as promised, We are covering a lot of road area that we haven't covered before, and we have not covered this part of the road. Got Cheyenne Regional Group's Consultants and Surgery right here. That's that building that I said was 1994. Oh, you deleted it, I see. All right, fair enough. Got Carroll Avenue that we're coming up on, along with Delrange Boulevard. Now, I cannot remember which direction we're going to take, but for Delrange Boulevard, there will be some streams coming on that soon. We're going to focus here on 219 or 85 or 180, whatever you want to call this, right? Interstate 180 is what they call it here in Wyoming, as well as South Greeley Highway, Yellowstone, Highway 219, Highway 85. It has several names. It also has Warren and Central Avenues. We're going to focus on this first, but if that stream is up, well, whenever it does get up anyway for Delrange, maybe I'll see about linking it. Just like season 1, I do have plans of putting a map out publicly, so that way you can follow along roughly. Not as much in this, since we're focusing one road at a time instead of having a predetermined path. In a way, I guess it's predetermined because we're sticking with this road, but we're pretty much free to go wherever. I have a basic idea of the route, and then I'm going from there. But we got an airfield over here. So Warren. Got Warren FE Air Force Base out there, FE Warren Air Force Base, and over here we got Cheyenne Regional Airport, which of course, being regional, it only will take you so far. I think there might be one plane that might take you out to Texas. I think there's a couple of airlines that will take you out to Denver or up to Casper, but that's about it. So here we are at Delrange Boulevard. We're gonna go ahead and cross. There we go. We got the green light. As you can probably see, they've had to add in this yellow stripe, this orange striping on the fence. It's because people keep crashing into this fence. Like I can think of at least 2, maybe 3 times in my life that I've seen this fence knocked down just in the last decade or so because someone had driven through it for one reason or another. And they've put up these signs for a little while, the diamond and the arrow signs, but they've added in this orange fencing as well. It's pretty crazy that it keeps getting hit. So yep, we will be doing Delrange in a future stream for sure. We need to do an update on it anyway. Now this spot of the road definitely has a little bit less in terms of retail, but we're going to maximize the continuousness of this stream and all that good stuff, right? Houses are becoming businesses. Yeah, I know. And in a way, it's been happening for a long time, but they do anyway more now than ever before. That's definitely something you're seeing, is more and more people are going to things like making their own little business or making their own YouTube channel instead of just following along with what everyone else does. And it's cool to see that in a way. It is. I mean, that literally does mean that you could potentially be self-sufficient without having to rely on another job if you manage to do the right things. It's not necessarily about doing the right things every single time. You got to make mistakes to learn, but when you realize you've made the mistakes and you fix the mistakes, that's when you can really start to improve and go. So yep, we got Cheyenne Regional out this way. I think there's 2 airstrips, maybe 3. This is a different perspective on it. We've seen it from out on Pershing a little bit, but we have not seen it here before, not from this perspective in a live stream. So this is different. And again, you got the golf course out here. Pretty dang big golf course. It goes all the way out to I-25 almost. Speaking of I-25, if you take a right on the next road, which is Central Avenue, you can go straight out to I-25 and hop on the interstate there. I have. I wouldn't be surprised if the last two big Kmart locations close. Otherwise, that would be the end of the era for the big Kmart stores, yeah. To be honest, I've never been in Marine Style Safeway. Oof. Does Wyoming have Dunkin' Donuts combo restaurants? Good question. I don't know. I guess we got Dunkin' Donuts here, but I don't know if we got any combo restaurants here or not for Dunkin'. Speaking of Dunkin', I did photo the Dunkin' in Loveland. Jesus Christ, white car cuts right in front of black truck, not clickbait. God dang, almost crashed into him. Crazy people. I photoed the Dunkin' Donuts in Loveland on my last trip to Loveland. That was a former Burger King, believe it or not. Pretty cool. Go swimming though. I haven't swam since high school. It's been a while. It's been a while. Straight up ahead is Lions Park, and to the right of Lions Park from this position is Frontier Park. Yeah, there's still some marina Safeways though out there. They're rare these days, but they are out there. The only marina one I've been to that I can remember is the one on Pershing. I might have gone to the semi-marina one out on, I think it's Pioneer, around there, somewhere around that area in downtown. It's kind of near the county library. It's a parking lot today. They demolished it. I think I might have gone that one once or twice, but that was early 2000s if I did, so I wouldn't remember. Man, it's hot. So we got the bike tunnel right here that goes underneath Central and over there to Lions Park. And we got Central Avenue and Yellowstone right here, along with technically Warren Avenue. Now, for the purpose of this series, we're going to go ahead and see about wrapping up. We're going to be starting probably out this way on Central, starting around I-25 area and working our way downtown. We will also do a separate stream for Warren Avenue. And then we'll go from there. We're going to cover, like I said, we're doing one road at a time. We're going to really get maximize what we know about each place and maximize what we see. So it'll be fun. This will be a different stream series for sure. I'll go out to the median thing here. Technically not supposed to, I guess, but there's no sign saying no, so. Yeah, you got Welcome to Cheyenne right there across the street. With the airport in the background. Plenty of traffic coming from that direction, headed towards I-25. Anyway, peeps, we will be doing a video as promised. We're going to aim for Sunday again. We're going to try and get back onto a consistent schedule of Sunday uploads, and maybe we'll do Wednesday streams or Monday streams. We'll see. We'll have to make up my mind for how I want to do streams. Still going to have to, and I might even do 2 streams next week. We'll see. Saw someone that said hi. But we'll be doing some awesome stuff though, for sure, coming soon. I cannot wait. This is going to be a better series. This will be much better than the original series where we didn't know any info, you know. Thanks everyone for stopping by though. We'll be, of course, a video on Sunday. Hopefully we see you there, and peace out. Maybe.